And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem in the Crypto episode 322. Today is Monday, January 14th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish today. It's the 10-ish day.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking at us on YouTube, you can tell we're a little dim in here. That's because LA has faced its full winter now. It's like the fourth day of rain this year.
Nothing but rain.
We don't know what's going on. It's crazy. Well, I won't say this year. It's like the fourth day of rain in like 6 months, but it's way too much already.
Yeah.
So it's you know, everything's burning. People are going crazy, and the sun doesn't want to poke his head out. So here we are.
The only news show with a filter.
There we go. Tonio, what's going on? Jizzy Mac, Tessa Hall, Fed the Realtor said, "Let's go Bitcoin pump." Right? You see that? A good 0.03%.
That's what I'm talking
Hola,
about.
Madam Crypto.
What's up? What's up?
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
Tessa.
All right. For the free crypto coin last week, who won?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't have an answer to the question from last week.
Okay.
However, we will have opportunity today, and everybody that's won the past weeks will have it sent by Shannon today. So
There we go.
We all good.
I'm laughing. That's when Dub said Tone was wrong.
I told you, man. Tony, they lied, man. It
Oh,
indeed
man.
does rain in Southern California.
There it is.
Rafael Sadiq is a liar.
Harold George, what's going on? All right, it took some digging for us today, which is why we're a couple minutes. We're having our 10-ish day. The news stories, absolute halt today. But we managed to string together a few important ones for you, with the top one being Google reportedly blacklists Ethereum as a Google ad keyword startup claims.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Google Alphabet Incorporated has reportedly blacklisted keywords mentioning Ethereum on its advertising platform Google Ads. Smart contract auditing startup December tweeted on January 10th. What's going on with this story? Why is Google, let's say red listing? I don't know. You know, we know the history of blacklist. I don't like that word.
Yeah.
Why are they red listing it?
Well, it looks like Decenter, the actual place that does the smart contract security audits, saw that they were able to confirm that any of the keywords that had Ethereum in their campaign no longer showed ads as of January 9th, and they reported the error. The answer they actually got from Google was, although we wouldn't be able to preemptively confirm if your keyword is eligible to trigger ads, we'd recommend you refer to the cryptocurrency section of our policy, which is crazy. We live in a time.
They don't want to answer.
Google has a cryptocurrency section. That's just one thing. But yeah, they basically didn't give them an answer. They were like, hey, whatever goes.
Because we said so. That's why.
Because we said so. Yeah, it was like, hey, man, this is our AI working. We're not sure. But you know, they posted it on Twitter. A lot of people, you know, basically saw that. Okay, well, it looks like Google's doing something because they didn't see it for EOS. So EOS was showing ads, but Ethereum wasn't. So that's where Google kind of got caught up because they were like, well, they couldn't refer to the cryptocurrencies portion anymore. It's like, hey, EOS is getting through, but not Ethereum. So it looks like Google may have accidentally triggered it. I don't know. You know, shadow banning is a thing. Google has definitely shut down ads from cryptocurrencies. They brought them back. So who knows, you know, if it got convoluted in between that process. So funny to see, in my opinion, from Google.
And it looks like somebody, you know, who had this Reddit post up, they were talking about how they tested the keywords. Like you said, they were quoted as saying, or at least stating on their Reddit, that Google has various political and economic agendas, and they are quite willing to use their various services to promote their preferences. AdSense and YouTube are notorious for this, but there have been some incidents regarding the Play Store as well. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Google is not, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all these places aren't neutral third parties. They're private businesses. In fact, the only reason why we know so much about them right now is because our government has been doing the whole gang thing on them as they do everybody else. You have a lot of money? Well, we have a lot of guns. You're either going to give us some and open up the books and let us know how you operate or not. Like, that is literally the only reason why we know anything about Google is just because of our gang of the United States decides to let us know. But other than that, yeah, they don't have to tell us anything. They aren't a neutral third party. So if you're, you know, we talk about this all the time as far as using VPNs and torrents, Tor networks, or DuckDuckGo when you're searching. Because if you're searching on Google, or if you're using Facebook, or if you're using Twitter or YouTube, you're only going to see what they allow you to see. Point blank, period. Like, they control it all. So it's so many search results you won't see on the web. There's so many ads you won't have access to because you're using these platforms. So it's one of the things where, unfortunately, that is happening, but it is happening. And just like any multinational billion, if not trillion-dollar organization, they're not going to give you a straight up answer, and you're not going to get your way with it. I mean, it's literally,
what you get.
What can you do? But again, private company. If you want to advertise your ad, you might need to start up another form of a search engine and do it on there, because clearly Google doesn't want it to happen. And as far as when it comes to crypto and trading, I guess the best thing to do is to look at Google's executive team, look at some of the things they believe in, and you can kind of guess what direction they're going to go when it comes to cryptocurrency, as far as what tokens and projects they're going to support, which ones they're going to allow advertising on, like you say, EOS.
EOS, yeah.
That's really all you can do, because they're not, it's not just Google. Again, the big companies, the banks, and the governments are not playing fair. So
not doing it.
I understand the frustration with this, and it's always good to call it out so people like us can report on it. But if you're expecting them to do the right thing, to be fair, to be a neutral third party, like, hey, you've been drinking way too much Kool-Aid.
You got to change your way of thinking right now. Go ahead and stop right now.
Go back to episode 1 for us and just binge all weekend, because it's not happening.
Yeah. And PFC Wells, he says, I can believe it. I can't use the promo feature on Facebook or IG because of my name. Me neither. So Bitcoins, they can't do anything on Facebook or IG for promotion.
Listen,
I can't.
We couldn't even see analytics on our Facebook page for a while, until we literally just kept spamming Facebook, and then finally one day it's just like it reopened.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, there was a few different crypto pages who were like, analytics is literally just disappeared on their page.
Oh man.
And again, it's because you have anything with crypto on your name, and pages gets flagged, and boom, everything gets taken down. S1 Dub says, starting with Microsoft, Apple, and Google are going to start, quote, officially censoring news stories in about 3 months. Yes, that is true. They kind of already done it.
They already started, but it's like, I guess the straight up, no, you just can't be on our platforms or come.
Right.
Yeah.
Coin Hustle, what's going on? Pangy Smoke, Kevin Hodges, Fed Realtor said, what happened to the France bank run?
Oh yeah.
Same thing that happened to what was it? The college people on Wall Street. What was it called?
They just kind of Occupy Wall Street.
Same thing happened to Occupy Wall Street. It's called Guns and Military. Y'all don't want to listen to us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they said that a lot of the banks started reporting glitches in their ATMs.
The banks closed down actually last couple days.
Does that sound familiar?
Right.
When we did our proof of keys, what did the exchanges start doing? Oh, we're doing updates.
We already have maintenance plan today. You didn't get the email?
Yeah, so they did have reports of that, and that some banks were planning to close, but it doesn't look like it took off as much as they wanted it to.
Well, some banks actually did close.
They did some did close.
Or went under maintenance, so you couldn't pull your money out.
But from a media standpoint, you're not going to hear it. They're not going to come out and say, oh yeah, this was a successful bank run. We should do this more often. No. That's not going to hit the news. It's probably 2 or 3 websites that's covered it in depth. Daily Crusader is one, but it's not really many people talking about what actually happened. We needed some of our French connects to hit us up. So
it's actually pretty crazy too. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that should be a main story in mainstream media, a headline news story where the banks literally, when France is doing their quote unquote proof of keys event, all of a sudden says, well, we're under maintenance. That's not, like, you don't have access to your money. Again, we're seeing this. It's not just in France. It's the United States as well. It's in Europe, all throughout Europe, Russia, China. I mean, literally, people don't have control of their own money. But, hey, people just keep waking up, doing their 9 to 5, going about their business. I mean, in the United States here, we just set history with the government being closed the longest.
23 days now?
Right. People, we'll see tonight and tomorrow, for people who work for the government, if they get their paycheck, which a lot of them are expecting not to get. Middle of the month in January, one of the coldest months, right after Christmas and New Year's, people won't be getting paid. So, again, this is one of the reasons why we try to highlight some of this stuff on the show, because there's still probably about 80 to 90% of the world, even here in the States, where you can't say nothing to. Like, nothing's wrong with the government, nothing's wrong with banking, financial structure is intact, and everything else is a conspiracy. So, as sad as it is to see all this stuff, it's actually it's pretty comical too at the same time. It's like, hey, it's pretty. You can just Google this and find this information out. But
Federal Realtor, I'm with you. It's really not much news. I had to dig myself to see what was going on. So.
Right. Oh yeah.
And to get a real answer, like I said, we're gonna have to talk to our French connects. So
for real, it's crazy.
Because they could put anything on the news.
Right.
And just to throw it out there, make sure you hit that like and share button.
Smash it.
Everybody on Facebook, thank you for coming on.
Smash. And great advice. Antonio said DuckDuckGo is way better than Google. Yes, I like DuckDuckGo. And replace Gmail with Proton Mail for sure. CryptoQ said use extensions to block Facebook ads and Google tracking across the internet. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Oh, hold on. One last comment real quick. Michael Jones, all is well. This means major suppression of crypto. Exactly. Fear mongering means low accumulation prices. Sounds like a great buy. people will lose faith, and only true faith will prosper.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have lost faith in crypto. It is crazy
already, and we might have another year of this. And
we might have another year.
People are still like, oh man, I'm out of it forever. I'm like, well, you're not in it for the long haul. But
what people don't understand is, when 2017 happened, you saw Bitcoin go from 1K. And honestly, let's go back to 2016. Halfway through 2016, it was at $500. So to see it go from $500 to $20,000 in a year and a half, the reason why it's unexplainable to some people because they're not here during these times. Yeah. They don't understand the actual accumulation period. So the people here now, whether you want to be or you don't want to be, but your money's in it, so you're like, hey, I'm in it for the long run. This is what it looks like. It is this ugly, slow buildup, but at the same time, the people in it right now. Once that once that bubble pops again, or that bull run starts again, you'll start seeing those prices go on steroids, and people won't have any clue why, but they have missed all of 2018.
And then new people will say you were lucky.
Right, exactly. You lucky investor. Bittrex launches OTC trading desk with 200 cryptocurrencies. That is right, Bittrex.
Finally, Bittrex. Let's give it a small. We finally got some innovation over at Bittrex.
You shouldn't even clap because I was about to clown them to the same sentence. Bittrex, what you thought, if you're anything like us, what we thought was a now defunct exchange, says no, we still have one last trick up our sleeve.
One last fight in us.
They decided to launch the over-the-counter trading desk, the new service, which will allow approved clients, here we go again, approved clients, to quickly and conveniently trade assets. Will support nearly 200 cryptocurrencies already offered by the exchange. The company announced Monday, according to the exchange, the OTC desk will provide guaranteed pricing for major trades, typically $250,000 or greater. See, I was actually just about to say, I was actually going to say 25 to 50,000 because that's where some of the baseline's at. But that, I guess, wrong. If you don't have at least $250,000 to trade, which is how much of the population, not just the United States, but the world population, I mean, we're talking about maybe 1%, if not less than that.
Very small percentage. Very
small percentage of the population. If you don't have at least $250,000 to trade, this story doesn't matter to you. But for all our friends with a little bit of paper, if you want to go over to Bittrex, which again, if you have $250,000 and you're going to Bittrex, really don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, power to you, my brother.
But if you had that money just lying around, you want to do some over-the-counter trades, it looks like Bittrex is saying, we got you.
Yeah, and it looks like if you didn't know before, in October, Bittrex actually opened a segregated international trading platform, which offers investors from non-U.S. jurisdictions a wider selection of tokens. So there are certain tokens that are available to people outside of the U.S. So you can already see the suppression on exchanges. However, with over-the-counter trades, you have people with a lot more money who they don't want to go through the hassle of somebody telling them, look, you can't buy crypto. Look, man, I'm rich. Why can't I buy crypto? That's basically what they've probably gotten emails and with correspondence at different conferences. They probably got people coming up to them that's like, look, man, I'm rich enough to buy a lot of crypto. You need some sort of product. And Circle took advantage. They said they did $24 billion worth of trades. Yeah, okay.
We'll see, right?
We'll see, yeah. But yes, this is absolutely something that's needed, especially if people are going to unpeg their crypto from Bitcoin. This is one of the ways you're going to have to do it is with the U.S. dollar or with a certain fiat currency. So,
and something I want to highlight, which I'm sure a lot of you may have not known, is in this article, they mentioned the CEO of Bittrex, CEO Bill Shahara. Now, if you have been paying attention in the crypto community, you might have noticed you knew every CEO of every exchange except this one.
Yeah.
Why is it that you know who the CEO of Coinbase is off the top of here? Brian Armstrong, Gemini, Winklevoss Twins, Binance, CZ. You know all these different people. Yet when it comes to Bittrex, you had no clue who the CEO is. That's because Bill Shahara is actually a developer, a pretty good one, developer and security expert. I think he worked for Google or something. And he only did Bittrex as like a moonlit project that happened to blow up because it was before a lot of other ones. However, he has no clue how to run his actual exchange or business, which is why you never hear the guy, because they have no clue what they're doing over there. So it's pretty interesting that an article finally highlighted the CEO's name on this one. Because usually they don't. It's like 4 of them. They're all developers.
Yeah.
I literally have no clue who's running the business side of it.
They probably couldn't tell you either.
Right, they probably can tell you. But I mean, and to be honest, I think 3 or 4, it's just 4 of them that's like co-founders. I think 2 of them still actually have their jobs like at Google, and one of them works somewhere else. So literally Bittrex is like the weekend project. And we've seen that because we haven't heard of them since the beginning or the end of, I'll say the middle of 2017. Yeah. End of 2017. That was the last time you heard of Bittrex making any real move. That was it. They were doing an ICO game. So something important to point out before you run to Bittrex for your $250K. And honestly, if you got $250,000 more to do some OTCs, you're listening, hit us up. We know people you get OTC with.
Yeah, you don't got to use Bittrex.
You don't have to use Bittrex because they're going to take their fee. Then they're going to tell the government you got that much paper.
Then they might just keep it.
Then they might just keep it. We got hacked today, and your money was a part of that pot. Sorry.
Sorry.
Iceland. Draper Associates lead $5 million funding round for blockchain-based ID platform. Oof. All right, you know Tim Draper's involved, people. Something to pay attention to. What's going on with this one?
Well, Iceland's blockchain-based identity verification platform, Authentic, has raised $5 million in a funding round by Draper Associates and Capital 300. It was actually reported by VentureBeat January 14th. This funding round actually is the second one that they've had. They had a funding round that was $7 million over 7 rounds back in 2015. And this latest $5 million one was closed January 10th. So it looks like this company will be providing AI-based and blockchain technology-based identification, which we all know most people will want to use simply because they'll be told to. Right. But this tool can technically, this service reportedly enables users to be verified with governmental facial recognition algorithms in less than 60 seconds. Sorry, in less than 60 seconds. So your identification can be gone in 60 seconds if you get with Authentic.
There we go.
That's basically what they're telling you. However, this technology is something we saw coming. They already have facial recognition on phones. They already have it for camera systems in China.
It clearly works now.
They clearly work. You know, basically, you just got to give up your ID at some point unless you want to be completely private. And these companies that get funded, they're getting funded because they do data verification, ID verification, all those things. So, you know, not surprised, but anything Draper invests in is probably going to be pretty successful. So I will look out for Authentic.
And of course, you know, had to be devil's advocate on this one and talk about this story. In early November 2018, major global audit firm Deloitte teamed up with identity management company Attest to develop a blockchain-powered digital identity system for state-compliant identifiers that can be used by customers of Deloitte. I want to point this out because you're talking about this identity verification. It's going to happen. Whatever. We see it. iPhone already has it. Here. It's here. The facial recognition thing is here. But just like a lot of other things in tech, what a lot of these big companies are understanding, a lot of these governments are understanding, is that it will get hacked. Yeah. And now when these hacks happen, they're not going to just have your social security number. They're going to have a way to literally recreate your face online to verify transactions, which to me is scary, especially when you talk about Deloitte. Didn't they just get cracked a year and a half ago?
Just got hacked.
They just got hacked for like their entire company. You know, they're like lasting on their insurance thread. So when you see companies like this, we're going to get involved in too. Well, let's not stop at Deloitte. What's the other guys we got hacked? Let's bring Equifax. Let's bring Equifax in too. Who else got hacked? Let's bring all the people who got hacked in. It makes no sense, but these are the people who will be in charge of this technology online. So I guess it's something either we have to get used to or figure out the work around it.
And they might have just got rid of Civic. Vinny Lingham's company may not even be needed anymore.
Right, that's
you
true.
You have ID that can verify in 60 seconds with just your face, and then you can have a whole, you know, ID system attached to every single platform. But that's what they're aiming for. Right. You know, when you sign in now, it just started like 3 or 4 years ago. You know, you sign in and it has the Facebook, Google options. That's basically what the ID verification is going to end up being is, well, let me see your face.
But what's crazy is that API is literally relying on a third party. Yeah. And again, people, when you talk in tech, I mean, you know, it's not that difficult to hack. If you're going after a specific target and they don't have good cybersecurity, it's not that tough to hack them, especially if you're using third-party APIs. There's so many little holes in the defense. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
Let's see. CryptoQ said, watch browser wars on Nat Geo. Crypto parallels the early internet, just like we said. People who don't get the tech never buy into our markets.
Yeah, I actually started watching that, and I didn't finish. But yeah.
Was that pretty? I need to
browser
check
wars
it out.
Is good, yeah.
Browser wars, yeah. I did see some of the, you know, we always post the old stories up when I think it was like on ABC or whatever, Good Morning America, and I think it was like Brian Gumbel and a couple other people who have no clue what they're talking about. They just talk on TV. And no one else will do it, so they get paid. But they were talking about how crazy email was, and why would anyone ever want to email people? And they were joking, like, "What's this @ sign? What's Google.com or whatever?" And it was literally like they made email a laughing stock about 22 years ago. They were laughing at it. It's the same thing we're seeing now. So yes, we think it's going to go the same way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Harold George says, "I'll never talk to Alexa and Siri." Oh yeah, you know they snitching. Alexa and Siri are the number one snitches right now.
Yeah, I remember it was like somebody left the Google Music thing on the counter before, and I said something. I just heard the Google start talking. I was like, "What's going on here? This thing is alive."
Oh yeah.
But speaking of Tim Draper, we wanted to point something out about him for those who don't know who Tim Draper is. We might have some first-time listeners. Tim Draper is a VC investor, and so far he's made $89 million from his Bitcoin investment in 5 years. And before you ask, yes, this $89 million is included in the 80% drop in cryptocurrency all of last year.
Yeah.
So really, if that 80% drop didn't happen, how much would he have made in 5 years, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It looks like in 2014, Tim Draper purchased a bulk of 30,000 Bitcoins from the United States authorities in auction that they basically illegally stole. Part of that was from Ross Ulbricht and some of the others. He outbid all participating investors by paying $632 per Bitcoin. That's right.
What a time.
30,000 Bitcoins for $632. And you want me to tell you what? That was still, this was after the dip, right? 2014. So it was after the dip, after it hit $1,000 worth. So it's on his way down. He buys at this price. But imagine him. $632 for 30,000 Bitcoins in 2014. In the year 2016, Bitcoin was worth anywhere from $400 to $500, and he still held on to it. You know how much money that's lost? You know, you know the percentage of it dropped 30,000 at 632, and it goes down to $400.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money
Actually,
lost.
2015, it went down to 247.
Oh, that's right.
I was my very first ever Instagram post ever about crypto. It was 2015, and it was, I think, March, and it was so he actually went down to $200 at one point. So
this is his third time going through a bear cycle. Literally, this is his third time from what's it, 330,000, 632. Somebody do the number. Oh, it's 18.96 million. So from almost a $20 million investment, he's been through 3 bear cycles, including last year where 80% dropped as well, and he is still in the market, and he is still up $89 million. So what is that's about? He's up almost $60 million, people. So it's one of the things where we keep talking about cryptocurrency, and investors are worried about the price and all that. It's like, hey, if you haven't been in for a couple years at least, like you're literally just guessing. You're throwing darts at a board. Yeah. This guy's been in 5 years. And he's seen 3 bear. Yeah, he's seen 3 bear cycles, and he still keeps his money in it, which means he believes in it long term. So a bear cycle, while it sucks, and we've been in it for a while, it is a natural part of the market. You know, cost to dollar ratio. People keep buying low, keep buying slow, and when it pops back, you'll be there.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Crypto said how they get the big Bitcoins to auction them, how they get access to the wallet. I die before I give them my private keys. Right. Sadly enough, Sergeant Crypto, everybody isn't as ardent about keeping their keys. Everybody's not a warrior. So some people gave it up, under whatever jail time they were going to get or whatever. But also too, some of it was from exchanges, so they legally had to hand it over. Right. So it wasn't even really individuals that gave it up. So yeah, that's one of those those auctions that happen. He kind of like, what? How did? Okay, so where's Bitcoin Cash? Like we've always said, Bitcoin Gold. Right. Where's the keys? What wallet did they transfer it from? It's a lot of questions, but.
Harold George said, I imagine Tim has a 1,000-yard stare and steady hand dealing with these crashes. I'm trying to get like that. Yeah. Listen, there's only one person besides Tim Draper I know with this 1,000-yard stare dealing with crypto crashes. The guy sitting right next to me, all right? Oh, yeah. It's been times to look at him like, hey, should we be on the lookout for this? He's like, I don't know what that means, but all right, let's see what happens. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, remember that whenever people talk about the craziness of cryptocurrency, remember there's a guy in it who spent a lot more money invested, and he's been through, at this point, 3 bear cycles. The last one, cleaning them out for 80%. And I mean, this is a guy who could have sold it all at the beginning or end of 2017, beginning of 2018, and made it away clean. But he was like, no. Even at even from going from $632 with 30,000 Bitcoin going up to $20,000, he still said now is not the time to sell. So if this billionaire, while granted he's a billionaire, so he has that 20 million to say, well, we'll see what happens. But still, if he can do that, like you said, Harold, that 1,000-yard stare. Again, for us sitting here on this end, why not play for the home run, grand slam? Because, you're not winning with the base hits, clearly.
Nah. I would say you're either poor enough to get into or rich enough to do it.
There we go.
You either got nothing to lose or you got everything to gain. So
I mean, but those who are playing in the middle, that's not working either, as we said.
That's what I said. Those are people the hardest to get into Bitcoin. People in the middle is the last one to keep it just exactly
They're
how
like,
it is.
no, the government check has been good. And then it's like, oh, well, we're shut down this month.
Exactly.
But hey, $1 million in Bitcoin ransom paid. American and Costa Rica still missing. That is right. This is another story that will end up into the crypto Bitcoin movie one day, but 12 people suspected to be involved in the kidnapping of the American businessman William Sean Creighton Copco in Costa Rica have been arrested. 9 of the suspects were arrested in Costa Rica, where 3 were nabbed in Spain, according to Television New Zealand. It's now 3 months since the American businessman was kidnapped in the Central American country. What's going on with this? And
Oh, yeah.
what happened with the ransom? Like, again, something out of a movie, right?
Yeah, definitely out of a movie. And Copco, his family actually paid the ransom of $950,000, which, you know, they demanded as soon as he disappeared. Copco, who owns the gambling platform 5 Dimes, was never released and is still missing. In October, they actually tried to say that he was back and that they did find him, didn't find him. So that he's still missing right now, and whoever got the $1 million is still out there. So according to the Spanish Civil Guard, 3 suspects who are allegedly the ringleaders left Costa Rica to Cuba. In November, 3 left Cuba for Spain at the time of their arrest. So, you know, most of the crime or people that were involved in the crime are actually in cuffs right now, but there are a few that are still out there. So I hate to see this, but, you know, at the same time, you know, this is one of the things of Bitcoin or any type of money market you're in. Right. Got to stay safe, physical safety.
Looks like another one went missing recently in Costa Rica. It looks like 9 million euros were attached to the ransom note. I mean, this is crazy. It sucks, of course, but
that's the one I think we covered that where the wife was missing.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, right. So one of the things where, you know, is you can't negotiate with terrorists. It sucks, but this is why you have that stance on it. I would want all my warriors, friends, and family to know if I'm ever kidnapped, if we make it to the top of this crypto mountain and we get kidnapped, release myself, don't pay nothing. Send them a note and saying, listen, the money we were going to give you, the money we thought about giving you, King said don't pay you, invest in some mercenaries and send them after you. That's what I want you to do. Don't pay nothing. Whatever happens to me, I'm fine. Go find those responsible. That's it. I don't care. But no, seriously, I mean, it sucks, but you can't negotiate. We've seen this with the ransomware attacks, you know. People pay the ransom and stuff. They still don't release your information, or maybe every now and blue moon they do. But the bottom line is
the bomb threat guy.
Yeah, the bomb threat guy? They're criminals. People, criminals going to criminal. Yeah. They're going to lie. They're going to steal. They're going to cheat. But the last thing they're going to do is give you everything back in one piece. So it's one of those things where there's only one way to stop these people, and that's to let them know there won't be no negotiations or any trading. There's going to be I'm going to come see you about these issues.
Yeah, you got to get the money the real way.
Right, there we go. Ryan Cooper said, hire me Chuck Norris' son. Although he can say,
there we go. Realtor, see, you got the right idea. $1 million can buy some manpower. Oh, trust me.
$1 million. I want Cormier. I want John Jones. Yeah. Give me some of your best spec out guys.
I want the American Sniper.
You know, all that. Give me Pikachu. Throw Pikachu in there. Yeah, exactly. Give me some Pokemon. But seriously, it's crazy. But this
I
is
want everybody from Wakanda.
Right, all the Wakanda folks. All right, to end it on a great note today, this $100,000 luxury Swiss watch will have a built-in crypto wallet. Ooh. That is right, people. I almost mispronounced it because when I first saw this story, I couldn't believe it because if you know, the Swiss do make these nice, timeless timepieces, no pun intended, where people pass them down from generations to generations. But could you imagine a luxury Swiss watch having a built-in crypto wallet that gets passed on from generation to generation? I mean, wow. Yeah. Like, you give it to your kids, they give it to their kids, like, don't look at the wallet. Like, in 100 years, tell whoever got it, they can look at the wallet. But right now, no one looks at it.
That'd be tight.
But that's true. It looks like A. Favre, I can't pronounce it, and Phil's, a luxury Swiss watchmaker that traces its family history back 3 centuries, 300 years, is developing a handcrafted mechanical timepiece with a built-in crypto wallet.
Shout out to them.
That, you know what? That's what we're talking about.
That's
how awesome is that? These are the last people that need to do it. You talk about luxury watches. By and large, your target audience isn't thinking cryptocurrency. Yeah. But again, to add that in, that's the free marketing right there. This might be somebody who can afford to watch that, never thought about buying it, but because they're crypto rich, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it.
I'm gonna And that's the good thing about implementing blockchain or Bitcoin into your business. You open it up to a whole new group of customers who may have never thought about using it, or maybe never thought it would be implemented into something they like, because they may think it's for developers and programmers and people with hoodies on walking around in the dark. Then it comes to something like this, and it's like, no, you can get a very luxurious watch with a crypto wallet in it.
And it looks like, they're going to have a cold wallet here?
Yeah, they're going to have a crypto cold wallet, state-of-the-art proprietary security solution based on blockchain technology. And like you said before, the ability to pass it down. They're pulling at the heartstrings here with the family. They're like, look, you can pass it down. Right. It's a timepiece, the first timepiece of its kind, where you can pass it down, from family to family. And in their official statement, they basically said, we have developed the first timepiece with the idea of offering something useful for the crypto community, not simply something to spend their money on, which you still got to spend that 100K. But it is something that you can keep for a long time. So good to see there. Wearable tech.
Jizzy Max said cold storage that sits on your wrist. Good luck with that, LOL.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I'm usually with you on that, Jizzy Max, but I will say if you have 100K to spend on a watch and then more money to put in that cold storage wallet, and you don't have security rolling with you too? Oh, you're doing things all wrong over here. But hopefully, it's unfortunate we even had to think that way. You know, with that last story, same thing. You know, it's unfortunate we even had to look at the negative things on it. But again, it's something cool. And, you know, hopefully it works out because, you know, for these multimillionaires or multi-billionaires who buy these type of watches, you know, it's rare that they're around people where they have to worry about what's going to happen to their timepiece. You know, usually they're around another group of multimillionaires and billionaires who might even be outdoing them with the cost of it. So it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I like the fact that wearable tech is becoming the next big thing. Like as far as putting crypto wallets in any type of wearable tech, definitely big to look at for 2019.
That's right. Sean Mann, hey, thanks for the support. He said, thanks for being consistent, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Jamal Hook said, how should people take profit in crypto, fiat, or coins? It depends on your business, I would say.
Yeah, you can take it as far as selling on an exchange. You can actually exchange it for other coins that you may think may be more stable. You can actually use stable coins. You can take profit in that. So there's a few different ways you can do it. You can take profit in gold. You can say, hey, I made a good amount of money on this Bitcoin, and I can buy gold with JM Bullion. So it's a good amount of stuff you can trade it in for. So.
Floyd Mayweather brought a crappy diamond watch. I know, right? How much was his? Like 10 million or something crazy?
For a watch.
Fed Realtor said, have we seen the price of Fitbits? We just asked him how much is it.
Well, see, the thing about Fitbit, they had a product before. They discontinued it, and then I think they're bringing it back for this year. So wearable tech is definitely, because there was a company, they had it was like a Fitbit type workout thing, where when you worked out, it actually mined the more you worked out. So,
I remember that.
Remember that?
The question of the day was,
ago,
what else would you want to see where you could use your body to make crypto?
Absolutely. We might bring that back because we got basically new people after a year. So we can bring that question of the day back. What wearable tech would you like to see in 2019 that hasn't already been put out? What is glasses, you know, wristwatch, whatever. Different wearable tech with a crypto wallet or some sort of, you know, tech innovation. Put your cryptic coin address, and we'll send those free coins. So
there it is.
Yeah.
As always, have a happy Monday. And if you're here in sunny SoCal with us, enjoy the rain. Look, the rest of the country's like, that's all you guys are getting is rain.
Know, right?
I'm not trying to hear that. No, but seriously, have a happy Monday, folks. And I'm sure this week a cryptocurrency and government shutdown will be interesting. So we can't wait to bring you more news tomorrow. Cheers.
Have a good one.